Hello and welcome to another Summerside 64 video. My name is Justin Murphy and today we're going to talk about the different chess websites. I'm going to try to keep an unbiased view on this, not tell you my opinion and let you guys make your own decision. So we're going to look at chess.com and Lichess today. In my opinion, those are the only two really worth considering because the other ones have much lower player bases. So let's just jump right into it. All I really want to do is I just want to show you around both chess.com and Lichess. Even though I'm keeping this video unbiased in opinion, I have come to the conclusion that I would rather use Lichess. But we're going to let you guys make your own decision based on what you see in this video. It's going to be really simple. When you come to chess.com, you're going to be greeted with this screen. We can play, we can log in on the side, and we've got some more things on the side here. But the first thing I'm going to do is log in. If you don't have an account, you can always sign up. It's free to sign up. There are paid plans on chess.com that you can choose to use that'll get you different things, and we're going to look at those in a minute. But first, we're just going to log in. I don't care if you guys see my user ID. It's used everywhere anyway. So let's just type in our password here and away we go. So now we're logged in. We got all these options here on the side still. We still got our free trial here of diamonds. So why don't we start off with that? Let's look at what paying for chess.com will get us. If we're willing to pay $5 a month, billed yearly, again, it's $9 if you don't pay yearly, if you want to do month to month. You can get unlimited puzzles. So yes, that means that you don't get unlimited puzzles on chess.com. Unlimited lessons. So again, that means on a free account, you would not get unlimited lessons. You unlock being able to play all of the different computer players. Again, so you don't get that on the free account. And there's no ads, which means on the free account, you're going to be viewing ads. And then they have higher up memberships. The next one up adds unlimited game reviews, which means the game review feature is not 100% free. You would have to pay to get unlimited game reviews. And if we jump up to Diamond, we also get insights and coach explanations. But again, it says unlimited, so you're going to get a couple on the free account, but not an unlimited amount. And you can see, again, 5, 834, 1250. First of all, those are Canadian prices. Second of all, you only get that if they bill you for the year at once. So you're, at $12 a month, that's going to be over $100 in one bill, or you can pay $21 a month if you want to go month to month. I just wanted to get that all out there now because there are some things that you can't do on chess.com without paying. So I wanted to get that out in the open at the very start of the video. So let's go back and see what we can do. I have a free account on chess.com. So let's go see the different things I can do with that free account. So I can play. I can play against other people or against a computer. I can play in a tournament or with up to 4 people, 4-player chess. They have other variants where like you can't see the board or you end up with random pieces. You don't end up with 2 rooks, 2 bishops, 2 knights. Those are kind of cool. Some leaderboards. It's just kind of like ELO per season. They arbitrarily define what a season is. And we've also got archive, which is like our game archive that we can go look through. From the play menu here, we're going to go through all this. This is probably going to be a long video. It's not going to be edited. I'm sorry if I make mistakes, but there's only so much time in a day. So when we come over to play, very first thing we did, play. That's all we've done so far. These are the predetermined game types that you can choose. So you've got bullet, blitz, rapid, daily. Daily means you get 1 day or 3 or 7 between moves. You can also come down here to more time controls. You'll notice that you can't really get a game with an increment of 30 or more on chess.com unless you are to do your own custom. But if you do your own custom, you could be waiting in queue for a very long time. Because even though there are 309,000 players playing right now, they're not all going to be looking at this time control. So if you want to match with a random person on the internet to play chess with, you're going to want to stick to some of these prefab ones up here because this is what people are queuing up to play. So I would just pick my game, 1 minute, whatever, and then I would click play if I want to play a random stranger, or I would click play with a friend. If I wanted to play with a specific person, like I can play with my only friend on this particular account right here. The other thing we also get access to is tournaments. I can join. This one starts in an hour. This one starts in 23 minutes. That's most of this screen. When we come over here, we can see, so I've only ever played one game on this particular account. But I'd be able to see a quick game history right here with my full archive right here. And these are just friends or people that I've played with recently. So if I wanted to play, like let's say I went over back to my new games panel and I played a 1-minute game, I could come back here and challenge my old opponent to a rematch if I accidentally got disconnected. Let's move on. Let's look at the computer list. So as we've heard before, there's only so many computer players I can play against. I've only got 3 of these, all these beginner bots, intermediate bots, advanced bots, different streaming personalities. I'm sure there's Levy there if you watch his videos, and there's a bunch of other ones there. That's just the first one I saw. But you can play against any of these that don't have the lock beside them. So if you pay, you get the ones with the locks. There's some cats here that we can play against. All sorts of fun stuff. Let's go back to play here. If we go to our tournament view, this is just telling us that we can compete in tournaments. We can see all the upcoming tournaments. It's not a very special page. We can sign up for tournaments. Let's move on. Our 4-player variants here, kind of the same idea is the play screen that we saw earlier, but we're going to be looking to play 4-player chess or double bug house, or duck chess is really cool. Fog of War chess, where you can't see past the center of the board. Place pieces you capture to win in Crazy House. So there's all these cool different other fun ways to play chess. It's pretty cool to check out. I would highly recommend playing some of them. They're kind of cool. We got our leaderboard that we talked about. So Magnus Carlsen, wow, he's the best Blitz player. I would have never thought. But there's leaderboards here. I try not to get too wrapped up in this stuff. Your rating's just a number, right? It's a rating to help you find someone of a similar skill level to have fun with. I don't enjoy the leaderboard aspect. So let's go on over to archive next. We've already kind of looked at the archive. And we're going to look at it more later in some of the other options, so I won't spend too much time on it now. But long story short, I can see my games here, past games. I can go back and download them or annotate them, meaning put comments between the moves. Whatever I really want to do there. So that's all we have in this play menu. Next, we're going to jump on down to the puzzle menu. We've got just puzzles. So this will just start feeding you puzzles. So white to move here, we could try to do this puzzle if we want, and I'm just going to hit the hint button to show you what that looks like, because not everybody does. I could pick a move, or I could pick a hint telling me I need to move this pawn. If I hit the button again, it'll show me the move. Okay, that's the best move for white. Probably continue on, right? And then we make a queen. Bang, right? Apparently that was, yeah, we solved it with a hint, so we got -13. That's fine. I just wanted to show you guys how the hint works, so that you know what to expect when you push it. We've also got Puzzle Rush. Puzzle Rush is like a time-minute scramble to try to get as many puzzles done as you can. So if you pick 5 minutes, you're going for the high score. How many puzzles can I get in 5 minutes? If you pick Survival, you get a certain amount of strikes, and then you're out, so you can just keep solving until you run out of strikes. And that's really it to Puzzle Rush. It's just kind of a way to make you motivated to do more puzzles. They call it gamifying things when you attach a score to it for kind of an arbitrary reason. Next up, we have Puzzle Battle. I've never done Puzzle Battle, but I believe it's Puzzle Rush against another person. Play puzzles against another player, outscore your opponent to win. Yeah. So versus random, so I don't know how the time limit works here, but I do know that you're just trying to beat the other person with the number of points you're getting. And you're gonna, in this particular game mode, I'm gonna go against somebody random, but if I had friends online, I could pick my friend Izzy here, and we could do a puzzle battle together. The daily puzzle changes every day. You might have noticed them in the Discord. I take them from chess.com sometimes because they're really easy to transpose over to the Discord. No other reason than that. I don't have like a love of chess.com or Lee Chess in particular. They're just easy to pull out of chess.com. Next we get Learn. This is where we're going to grow a bit. Or I guess we can look at custom puzzles. Custom puzzles, let's see. Customize your puzzle and training and practice without time pressure. So I'm assuming I can come in here and say advanced checkmates and hit start and just do some advanced checkmate puzzles, or I can, you know, scroll down. These are all motifs is what they're called. So like if we were to look at 2 rook checkmate, I could just hit go and I could say, okay, how am I gonna, you know, check white's king in this position? This is actually a hard one because we have a lot of pawns on the board. So I'm not going to solve this one on stream. I was hoping for just 2 rooks and a king and I'd walk you through it, but I'm not going to think too much about this. Time is money and we want to get to the next thing. So chess lessons. We move on to chess lessons. Again, we've got this kind of learning rank system that I'm not super happy. Happy is not the right word. I don't like rating myself in a growing experience. I don't think you can really, you know, rank people on their learning, but that's a different conversation. We can see here that on our free account, we only get 1 lesson a week. So pick a good lesson and do it. There's lots of different ones. We've got new to chess, so how to move the pieces, how to play the game, beginner lessons, intermediate, advanced, you name it. They got some great lessons. We can see opening principles is 6 lessons in total. So you can feel free to do as many or as few of these as you want. Books are another alternative, or you can take these. Let's move on over to the Insights tab. Let's see. Get analytics on my game history. So this is a demo profile. I have to actually pay to get this feature, which chess.com has graciously told me here. Click here so we can pay. But let's look at Hikaru Nakamura, top 10 GM in the world. Probably. I don't know. He's a super GM. I don't know if he's top 10. That might be an oversight. But we can look at, you know, his profile at a glance, his rating over time. If you pay for chess.com, you can get this as well. Let's move on to the free stuff. We got openings. This is a lot better. So in here, we can just kind of look at some openings. We can find out what people are playing most often. So 38% of all games start with E4. 39% of games start with D4 as white. So people are playing these. The other cool thing we can do, which we'll look at when we get into Explore, is you can do this kind of thing against just your own games or just an opponent's games, which is kind of cool. Let's jump in over to endgames here. It's kind of the same thing. You can pick what type of endgame theme you want to do, and then you can practice it against a bot. This bot here is actually 3,200 rated. So obviously he's going to kick my 500 rated, but I could turn that down if I wanted to. I forget which option does that. Let's try checkmates here. 2 rook checkmates. There should be a way to tune the bot, or maybe the bot's just going to stay easy for me. Maybe. What am I? I don't know. Let's start. Let's take a look. Let's do this live. Why not? What do we got? Okay, so this is what it looks like. We're going to come over here. Cool. Bang. We're going to take the long way. We're going to go check. And mate. Done. And we would do 5 more of those, and then we would be done of our rook mates in 2. So you can practice endgames there. Practice is drills and openings, master games. You can put in your own position, use some computer analysis. It's just a board to do whatever you want with. Ben is a numeric string, I guess we'll say, alphanumeric string that describes a chess position. You can load one up if you want, or we can go look at some world championship games. Like this one here, we can look at it, or we can actually play the position as white or black at whatever level we want. 3,200? Yeah. Let's see how long it takes to lose at 3,200. Let's just play some random moves. Yeah, let's hang everything. Hang that. Great. Let's hang this. Cool. Now the knight, yeah, everybody can take, right? Oh, now we got check. So we can just play these iconic games. Can't take. Uh-oh. Anyway, the whole point here is you can replay a classic game. I'm trying to make this trying to show more than talk, but I don't. It's kind of self-explanatory. Classroom's kind of cool. You can open up your own ID, so I can make one called Justin's Classroom. I can make that's for joining a room, but if I made a new one, I could name it that. Now that we have this room going on, I can send other people the link, and we can actually share this board and learn together. So we can spar a position, or I can set up a position. We've kind of talked about setting up positions before, but I can just kind of be like, oh, you know, let's do a 2 rook checkmate and just kind of do this and say, you know, what would this be like how would you do this? And then I would say, okay, I'm going to move my rook here. What are you going to do? And we would do it out together. So that's kind of what Classroom's for, is an interactive experience. You can actually see down here, it's actually got Atlantic time down here. So clock options, current time, room time. There's lots of cool features in here, but you got to do it with someone else. Most of the fun stuff that happens in Classroom is done with someone else. It's really an analysis board that you can share, which, what better time to talk about the analysis board than right now? We've got most of the same options, but this is really for introspective study. Classroom is for studying with others. Analysis board is for introspective. I'd like to be alone and study. Watch. We don't have to go into watch. I don't think we know what that probably means. We can go watch some streamers play live. Or some games. Like, these are games, these are actual videos on Twitch or YouTube or wherever people are streaming right now. We got some news articles. Again, we're not going to go in there. You can take your time to look at the news if you want. We've got some social stuff for friends and clubs and forums. That's almost all of chess.com. There's some extra features in here. I'm not going to go into it a whole bunch. But I do want to show you Explorer, because I think that this is a tool that everybody should use. Regardless of what chess software you use, it should have one of these in it. Whether it's the chess.com Explorer or some other software's Explorer, this is great. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to look at one of my other accounts here. And we are, oh, I'm not a master. Let's look at other players. Let's try that. I wish I was a master. Let's keep going. My other account here, we can see that I play a lot of E4. I play some B3. But you can actually prep for me with this, right? So we can see that in one game I played E3 for some reason. Who knows when that was? But let's say we play E4. Most often when I play E4, I am met with E5. 24 games at E5 with a 25, I believe it's a 25% win rate, which is not good. But it's okay, I'm not good. I'll learn over time. We got 3 games at C3, and you can just go through this and be like, huh, well, you know, he wins 50-50 when he plays B3 after this. So if you want to prep for a tournament and you know the person's username, you can kind of use this to do a bit more, let's say, directed prep work towards an opponent. Or if you want to know where your games are going wrong, you can kind of take it the other way. Well, let's see. Let's come down here. As black, I play a lot of C6. Or it's played into me a lot. Sorry, I should say. A lot of people play the Caro-Kann defense at me. So how am I going to get better at the Caro-Kann? Well, by looking at what I play into the Caro-Kann, right? I've lost both of my Caro-Kann games. I've tried D4 and I've tried Knight C3, and neither of them went my way. So maybe let's try something else. Maybe we're going to play Bishop C4. It looks like the last time I was in this particular position, somebody played E5 against me. So you can really use this to your advantage. That's really all I want to say about chess.com, other than, as you can see from my using of this, there was nothing wrong with what we did. It all worked fine. I could play on this chess website forever. There's nothing wrong with chess.com. Just some of the features you have to pay for. Next, we're over to Lichess. My Lichess looks a bit different than yours probably does. That's okay. I have some browser extensions. All you need to know about that is it makes it look a bit prettier. You don't need them. They don't add any functionality. It just makes me feel better when I look at it. So I installed it. And if you like it, I can help you get set up with that. We can make another video for how to set up some Lichess extensions. But I'm going to sign in first. I want to show you guys, this is what it looks like when you get here. It's a long video. Hopefully you use the chapters to navigate where you need to be and you haven't been watching for 20 minutes. Or if you have, maybe you really want the full in-depth view of both programs. Even better. So let's keep going. This is Lichess when you sign in. Or at least when I sign in. Let's turn off my nice pretty extension and I'll show you guys. Let's see if I can turn off my nice pretty extension. I don't see a way to turn it off. Lichess layout. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll leave it like this. All you need to know is sign in is going to be in the top right. It's not so much about the look and feel here. I'm trying to show you guys the features, the meat and potatoes, and why you're going to want to pick one over the other. I'm hoping all that's in this video for you. So we're going to sign in here. Maybe not. Maybe I don't know my own password. Oh no. I'm not going to restart the video. We're 20 minutes in. Maybe I can remember it. There we go. Just a mistype. So, kind of the same thing. We've got this play, puzzles, learn, watch. Let's take a look at what they are. Right away, we've got some different time controls over here, right? We didn't see a 30 plus 20 over there, but a lot of them are the same. 1 to 5 minute, 10, there's 15, 30 plus 0, 30 plus 20. We've also got the custom option like we had before. A lot of this part's the same, okay? We're going to go over to lobby here. These are people waiting for games. So remember on chess.com when I said if you pick the custom, you're going to wait a while? Well, on Lichess, we've got this lobby tab. These are all the people waiting for a game right now. We can join any one of these, and that's fine. But if we do a custom game, we'll show up in there as well, and other people can select us to play against. So I like it better for classical games because I find online most people want to play 5 to 10 minute games. But when you're looking for a classical game, I personally found it harder on chess.com unless I knew the person I was matching with. I find on Lichess, I have an easier time picking a 30 plus 20 or even a 60 plus 10 or even a 90 plus 30. I find there's a possibility I'll get to play that game on Lichess. But on chess.com, I just sit in the queue and wait. Maybe you have a lot of time and maybe that's not an issue to you and you like the way chess.com works. Again, I'm not trying to sway you. I've paid for chess.com Diamond. In fact, I bought it for a year and I'm using Lichess right now. So I understand. I get it. Good website. I'm just trying to give you guys the insight, the lessons I learned, so that you hopefully, if you do pay for chess.com, you actually use it and you don't switch websites. So I hope you guys get to make the right decision the first time. So let's go on over to play. We've got a create game. I'll go into that because I feel that one's important. It's just going to pop this up. Really, honestly, I could just go to quick pairing. I wanted to show that because that can be a bit confusing to people. I had my options over here, but now they're here. It's the same thing. You can do the same thing by clicking custom down here. Arena tournaments, Swiss tournaments, you can do a simul. And all those have slightly different options. You can join other people's simuls sometimes, depending on their settings, or start your own simuls when you play multiple people at a time. So in this picture over here, who is this actually a picture of? Bobby Fischer. You can see Fischer's playing a room full of people. He's playing one board at a time. That's kind of the idea here. This would be a 1v7. So Indian Chess Coach 64 is playing a 15 plus 10 standard game against 7 people. Puzzles, much the same. Play puzzles till you fall over. Another feature that Lichess offers that I have turned on by default is Zen mode. So look at how clean this looks. And what I mean by that is there's no timer, there's no rating, there's no username, there's no chat, there's no anything to distract me. That's because Zen mode is enabled. Let's turn it off. Look at all the stuff that comes back. I can see the first 26 moves of this puzzle. That doesn't seem very relevant to me, right? We've got, oh good, I can see the puzzle was played 1300, not very useful to me. I'd rather just zone out here. I want to think about this puzzle and I really want to do well. I'd rather do the puzzle right the first time than come back. So puzzle streak, that's puzzle rush, I believe. Puzzle storm, I think, is survival. No, puzzle streak is survival rush and puzzle storm is puzzle rush, sorry. It's just the equivalent on Lichess. We won't bother going into it because it works the same as the chess.com one, honestly. Learn, we've got chess basics. This is all free. Everything on Lichess is free. The only thing they've got is like you can donate to them if you want. It's not a paid membership. You can donate. So if you want to learn how the chess pieces move, we've got you. You want the fundamentals? We got you. Intermediate, advanced, we got you covered. So let's keep going. We got a practice board here. We can practice all the same stuff we could on chess.com. You might see the motifs might be named a little different, but we've got mate patterns and skewers and discovered attacks. You can do a lot of this stuff and I'll say never run out. Obviously it's finite, you will, but like just in checkmate patterns number 2, you got 23 alone, 23 lessons for you to learn. We've got coordinates. This one's really cool. It's all about, there's no algebraic notation on the side of the board, but you need to identify what squares certain pieces are on. Really great. Again, we've got the Zen mode. Again, really good for keeping you in the moment and what you're learning. Study is probably my favorite part of Lichess. I know I said I'm unbiased, but I am excited about this part. And to be very clear, chess.com had this as well. I like the presentation of Lichess's feature here better. So it's not that I can't do this on chess.com. I definitely can. It's just not called a study. So I can come in here. This is a game that I played at the Summerside Chess Club. I wrote down the notation on paper and I came home and I put it into Lichess, and you can see on the side here I've annotated this game, meaning I've gone through this entire game. This dubious move here is actually, or mistake, I guess, not dubious move, but this mistake is something I labeled. The engine didn't tell me this was a mistake. I labeled this as a mistake, and then I wrote a note saying why it was a mistake and why I shouldn't do that anymore. And I went through this whole game. We're going to go quickly. And the whole game, all 38 moves of it right here. All my notes, you can see as I scroll up, I've made a lot of notes in this game. Hopefully, maybe next time I'll beat Josh. Who knows? He's a pretty good player, though. I doubt it. But the whole game's here, and I've learned something from that. And that, I think, is the important part, that I learned something. Not that I did it on Lichess, not that I did it on chess.com, but I learned something. You can also pay a coach if you want. These are coaches from all over the world, some Canadian, some North American, some European, anywhere in the world. Lichess is all over the world. You can pay $50 USD for this guy. I don't know who half these people are, but you guys might. You can choose a country and you can pay them and they'll give you a chess lesson online if you wish. Watch is kind of the same thing. We've got videos and streamers and some live games. We've got blogs. So if blogging is your thing, you can come in here and write your own blog. I have friends who actually do this. It's a really cool way to keep up with other people's chess journey. If they're going on like a training program, they might make blog posts about what they learned this week. It can be a really cool way to be caught up with all your friends. Under tools, we have that analysis board. Again, kind of like study, but it's more for looking at a position briefly, not so much, annotating a whole game. We've got our opening explorer. This is, again, we kind of talked about this earlier. We got the masters database. You can hook this up to your own archive as well. We've got a board editor and an advanced search. This is really cool. You can really find some deep dive information with this. Initial clock time. So if it's 180 minute, if all I know is it was a 180 minute game and it was played by Justin's friend, I don't know who that would be, Justin's friend and Justin, I can look for this game on Lichess. This type of searching is really cool. If you know there's a game out there and you just can't find it, you can find it, but you can only search the Lichess database. So I hope that this was useful to you. I hope that this helped you choose whether you want to use Lichess or chess.com. And most of all, I hope to see you around the Discord and our Facebook page. Thanks for watching. We're going to make more videos. So, subscribe, join the Discord, whatever you got to do to find these videos. If these are helpful to you and you've made it to the end and you found it helpful, you're going to want to see the next ones because there's lots of great content coming out. I'll see you in the next video.